So if you're here, hey man, maybe you could do yoga at work, but I'm about to go over to the sidewalk to the page so we could do that class over there. So if you're watching this, hope to see you there. Good morning, Facebook. Just on Instagram, inviting yogis to practice with us there. So take this time to grab blocks or something that could serve as a block, like a big book, something that can bring the floor closer to you, uh, if need be. So get your blocks and your blankets and get relaxed. We have about 5 more minutes until class begins. And today we're going to talk about the whole body, but I'd like to share with you something from this book that I have, The Science of Breath. It offers lots of breathing exercises that you can practice at home to reduce anxiety, to reduce stress. This is a good short instructional book that can get you started. Hi, Marshall. How are you this morning? Getting a couple folks on Instagram too. Good morning. If you're just getting here, I'm just offering a book recommendation with some breathing exercises. We're actually going to begin today's class with a breathing exercise. I'll just wait here for Trista to join us on Instagram. So if you'd like to see a different variation of a pose and intensification of a pose, I encourage you to come over to the Sidewalk Detroit IG Live. All right, good morning. How are you? Good, good. If you're just joining on Facebook or Instagram, please type in your name this morning. Let us know how you're feeling and if there's any part of your body, excuse me, that you would like to work on. Today, our class will focus on total body. Throughout this series, each day of the series, we picked a part of the body that we would focus on. So today, for our last class, it's your total body, your total mind. Also, Trista, before we get started, if you could turn down the volume on your phone so there's no echo. And all the folks that are joining us here on Instagram and Facebook will start sitting up nice and tall today. No rush to get there. Once you have your yoga props And you may not need them, but just as a support to you, find that comfortable seat with your legs crossed or extended and begin to settle in. Your hands can rest at the top of your knees, or they can face the ceiling. Wherever you are, allow your eyes to close. Just taking a moment here to notice how this morning body is feeling. Just noticing what we brought to the mat mentally, physically, emotionally. And as you sit up nice and tall, and we begin this practice, keep in mind this is a judgment-free zone, so you can always come back to this seated position to rest your eyes, to rest your mind, to rest your body. And breathe. In through your nose and breathe out through your nose. Throughout the entire class, narrowing our focus down to this little dip above our top lip. As you breathe in and out through your nose, see if you can focus in so deeply and take breaths so deep that you feel the warmth of your breath right at that little dip above your top lip. Breathing in through your nose as the spine lifts and straightens. And as you breathe out through your nose, feel the shoulders release away from your ears. And then go ahead, place your hands together, let them rest on your heart, with the chin slightly tucked here. And in this pose, Anjali Mudra, which is a symbol of gratitude, let's set our intention so the next 60 minutes, our primary focus is on the inflow of our breath as we breathe in, and the outflow of our breath as we release it out. And go ahead and let your left hand meet your mat or your lap, and then get your fingers out, get your right hand out. And you're going to bring your middle finger and your index finger down, press them into the center of your palm, and then put your ring finger right here at your third eye, or your inner eye, as we've been calling it throughout the series. And you're going to use your thumb and your pinky finger in this breathing exercise called alternate nostril breathing. This is used to calm the nervous system. So on your next inhalation, first press that right nostril down with your right thumb. And on your next inhale, fill up your left nostril. Breathe in, plug it with your left pinky, hold, and then breathe out through the right nostril. Deep breath in through the right nostril. Plug it. Release the left nostril. Take a deep breath in. Plug the nose and then let it out through the right nostril. Let's do 2 more rounds. Last one. Good. Release your hand, breathing through the nose. You can blow your nose right now if you need to. But alternate nostril breathing is just one breathing exercise we can do to balance the breath in our nostrils, but also balance the cerebral hemispheres of the brain to create this balance within our bodies. Let's go ahead here in the seated position and take a few balanced breaths. Your inhalation is 3 seconds moving through the nose. Allow your exhalation to be 3 to 4 seconds moving out of your nose. Deep breath in and press it out. Breathing in for 3 and breathing out for 3. On your next inhale, lift your chin up, lift your heart, and as you exhale, let that right ear come to the right shoulder and allow your chin to meet your chest. Breathe in as the left ear reaches the left shoulder, chin comes to ceiling, and keep moving with your breath, taking these neck rotations. Being mindful of each breath as it moves into your body and lifts it, and mindful of each breath that moves out of your body, releasing it. Then slowly change directions. You're just getting here on Facebook and Instagram, welcome. Thanks for joining Trista and I. Trista's on Instagram with us. And on that next inhale, sit up nice and tall. Feel the crown of your head stretch up towards the ceiling. And as you inhale, lift the shoulders up and rotate them down and back. Deep breath in, feel the belly, chest, and shoulders rise. And as you exhale, release them down. Continue to move with your breath. I see one of our yogis that's here right now that was on our call last night, our Zoom class. So FYI, we'll be doing a few of those poses for the back and poses to release your nerves. Go ahead, change directions. In a sequence and breathing exercise to regulate your nervous system. On your next breath in, fill your lungs up and start to lift your arms and your chin all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach up and look up here. And then plant your right hand right beside you on the yoga mat. As you inhale, reach your left arm up and over. Try to draw that left shoulder blade back so you can peek up past your left elbow. Feel that left hip hanging heavy in the floor so you get a good left side body extension. On your next inhale, reach your arms back up, fill your lungs up, and look up. Place the left hand down as you exhale and stretch over to the left side of the room. Maybe peeking up past that right armpit or bicep. Taking deep breaths in and out here to stretch the body. Inhale, come back through center, lift the fingertips, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, plant the hands, come onto your hands and knees. Take your time to get there. Maybe spread out a blanket maybe one, maybe two. Take what you need to have support underneath your knees. Take the knees to the corners of your yoga mat and allow your big toes to come together and let your forehead come down to your mat, a blanket, or a block for child's pose. Now, if you have any knee issues going on, such as myself, I encourage you to definitely get that blanket to support your knees, or don't even come on your knees at all and remain in that seated position. So if you're on Facebook, you may be in child's pose or this seat, whichever pose that you find yourself in. Go ahead and use this pose as this little built-in break for you. Anytime you find that intention slipping away that we began class with, I encourage you to meet child's pose or the comfortable seat we practiced our breathing exercise in. On your next breath in, go ahead and rise up to your hands and knees in table pose. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see that she's on all fours with her legs and arms straight, and I am sitting down to show you two variations of cat and cow. So go ahead, take a deep breath in, drop the belly down, lift the chest and face up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, round your back. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Take a deep breath in, fill the lungs, lift your face and your heart. Exhale as you release. Take a few more of these cat and cows, whether you're in a seated cat and cow or you're on your hands and knees in cat and cow. Use these two asanas to link, and asana just means pose. Use those two poses to link your breath and your movement as Trista is doing. Take that deep breath in as your belly and chest fill, and take a full breath out as you contract your belly and squeeze the stale air out. And then eventually we'll make our way to a nice upright seat or a stable table. And then we'll all come to downward facing dog or the hands and knees. Or you can hang out in that seat and stretch your legs way out in front of you. If you're in down dog, go ahead, spread the fingers far apart. Look at your knees or at your navel. And then let's get this dog walking. Bend your right knee while the left leg straightens. And just keep changing sides. Feeling your hamstrings strengthen and lengthen. If you're on your hands and knees, move your hips from side to side a bit. Still working on the back here. And then go ahead, take your knees or your feet wide apart to your floor or to the edges of your yoga mat. Walk your hands all the way over to that right knee or your right foot. So if you're in downward dog, take a walk back, walk both hands back to catch your right ankle. Bless you. Once you have your foot or your ankle or just your hands in that direction, take a deep breath in and raise your right arm up towards the sky. Working to stack shoulder over shoulder, actively extend through your fingertips here. And as you exhale, walk your hands over to the left side. Take a big inhalation, fill your belly, lift the left arm up. And now that right hip is gonna wanna come down. Keep your hips parallel so that twist comes from the abdomen. Take another inhale here, stretching through the left fingertips. As you exhale, bring your hands right between your feet. Lift up halfway with a nice flat back. This is a moment where you might introduce your block into your practice. And as you exhale, fold all the way in. Bring the heels of your hands down by the heels of your feet. And breathe. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your belly expand between your thighs. And as you exhale, draw that belly up from the floor. Navel reaching towards your spine. And then go ahead, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, stand up tall. Walk your feet together. And if you're on your hands and knees, go ahead, take your time to make it to this standing position. Bring your hands together to your heart in mountain pose. If you're on Instagram, bear with us. It says pause due to poor connection. If you're on Facebook, lift those toes up. As you exhale, root down through the toes. Good. Feel your ankles, your calves, your quads activated here. So you stand nice and tall, tucking the tailbone, scooping the pelvis forward a bit. So even in mountain pose, the body is very active. On your next breath in, circle the arms up towards the ceiling. Reach up, look up, and bring your palms together to touch. Keep them together and start to stretch over to the right. Root down through your left foot so it's just as heavy as the right. Inhale, come back through center, stretch up from the points of your fingers, and exhale to the opposite side. Keep the weight in that right foot. Inhale, come back through center, keep the palms pressing together, and as you exhale, fold forward. Hinging from your hips, put a little bend in your knees, maybe to separate your feet hips distance apart just to give that belly some space in your forward fold. And as you inhale, lift halfway up with a nice flat back. Good. Exhale, bring your heart between your thighs. Take a deep breath in, stand all the way up, reach up to the ceiling, circle your arms up. Let's take a couple more of those side bends together. At the beginning of a half sun salutation. Breathe in, feel your belly, chest as the arms lift. And stretch over to the right as you exhale. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale over to the opposite side. Take a deep breath in, stretch the arms back up, look up. And as you exhale, fold forward. In your variation of forward fold, you can always grab that block. Inhale, lift halfway with a flat back. Fingertips can also come to shins. Exhale as you fold forward, heart to thighs. Take a deep breath in, circle your arms up. And let's start that half sun A again. Breath by breath. Maybe this round you take at the pace of your own breath. Inhales lifting, using those exhales to release. Good. Fill your body up, belly to fingertips. Exhale, release. Good. Take that breath in, expand your belly. And this time, plant your hands. Come on down to your hands and knees. Some of us, that might be a plank. Right at the top of a push-up, pressing back through your heels. In whichever variation you find yourself in, with the knees lifted or lowered, see that those fingertips are spread far apart so all of the weight isn't on your wrist. Take another big inhalation, rib cage expanding to opposite sides of the room. And as you exhale, slowly release your body with controls with the elbows in. Good. Heart drops before the pelvis. Press the toenails down. And with your hands right under your shoulders, elbows in, gently start to lift. In your cobra, baby cobra, as we're just getting started here. Exhale to your table or your downward facing dog. And breathe through your nose. Inhale and exhale. Take 5 breaths in your table or downward facing dog. I think a garbage disposal is the worst thing that could go off in yoga, but we're gonna breathe right through it. Take a deep breath in and walk your feet up to meet your hands. Take your time. And thank you for your patience. Inhale, lift up halfway with your nice flat back. Good. Exhale, fold back in. Bring your heart to your thighs. Take a deep breath in. Circle your arms all the way up. Look up past your fingers. And as you exhale, bring the thumbs down to meet your heart center. Feel the breath lift your heart and lift the arms back up. And we're going to take that sun salutation A, breath by breath. Feel free to follow Trista or myself, or flow on your own, which means you lift your body when you inhale. You lower your body when you exhale. Good. Fill up and feel something lift. And as you exhale, feel something release. So when you make it to your table or your downward dog, take 5 breaths. Work to balance out your breath. To balance out the body. And from your downward dog this time, or your table, lift your right leg up and back behind you. You could just stretch the right foot back, pressing back through the heel, getting a nice stretch through the hamstring, or you could do as Trista's doing and press that right footprint towards the ceiling. And then go ahead, start to bring your right knee in towards the chest and step that right foot up between your hands. If you have a block, grab it now. Put your block on the inner arch of your right foot, not needed, but an option. And then go ahead and pivot that left heel down. Place your right hand on your block or on your shin. And as you inhale, wave that left arm up to the sky, moving into triangle pose. Nice, Trista. So see your shoulder blades. Imagine that you want to press them on the wall behind you. So you're rotating that left shoulder open so the chest is open here. Ground through the 4 corners of the feet and breathe. Feel a nice extension through the torso and the legs. And as you exhale, step your left foot in about 2 to 3 inches. And then lower your left hand down to your block or maybe to the floor. You choose. Both hips facing down. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky in your revolved triangle pose. Ground through the outer edge of that left foot and breathe. As you exhale, you can use that same block, or you can take your fingertips, put the block all the way out to the right corner of your mat, or start to look at the right corner of your mat if you're not using a block, then place your fingertips there. You're going to grow roots through that right foot and take a deep breath in and start to lift the left leg up. You can be pressing into your block, or your hand can be on the floor, your fingertips, and start to raise your chest up towards the ceiling. Keep that balanced breath to work to balance your body. Flexing your left foot and stacking your left shoulder over your right. If you feel nice and balanced here, maybe you lift the left arm up towards the ceiling and look past the left fingertips in half moon. Exhale, bring your left foot to meet your right. Have the feet be hips distance apart. Ankles under the knees, knees under the hips. Sit down low so your thighs become parallel with your yoga mat. And as you inhale, sweep your fingertips above your heart and your head, moving into chair pose, fierce pose. Breathe. This is a great asana to not only build this physical strength in our legs, our backs, but also to build this strength, this mental strength. Keeping the focus on your breath. Even when sensations start to arise in the legs, take one more deep inhale with the arms lifted here in your chair. Exhale, fold over straight, soft legs. Let it go. Chin to chest. Inhale, lift halfway as your belly expands. Shoulder heads back. Exhale, plant the hands. Come to the top of your plank. Maybe the top of a table. And breathe through your nose. Full inhalation here, belly and ribs expanding with breath. And as you exhale, gently lower down with control. Take your time meeting your mat here. As you inhale, lift up. Fill your body up. And then make your way to your hands and knees or your table. No rush to get there. And go ahead and lift that left leg up and back behind you. The foot can be floating, can be reaching up towards the ceiling if you're in that 3-leg downward dog. Or you may be in your table, extending through the heel. Wherever you are, take another inhalation. Exhale, start to bring that left foot in between the hands. Get your block if you use it on the other side. And go ahead and start to pivot that right heel down. Let your left hand fingers come to shin or the leg, or your hand can come to a block. Fill your lungs up and lift your right arm up towards the sky. Peeling open in your triangle pose. In one of the languages of yoga, Sanskrit, they call this Uttita Trikonasana. Uttita meaning extended triangle. So feel that extension through your legs, your arms, your torso. And as you exhale, walk the right foot in a couple inches. Lower the right hand down to your block or maybe down to the floor. And then square your hips here. Take a deep breath in and fan your left arm up towards the sky. Lift it all the way up. Give those digestive organs a squeeze this morning. Take a deep breath in here, left fingertips reaching all the way up. And here we start to move into that balancing pose. Again, you can grab your block if you have one, or just start to look over to the left corner of your yoga mat. And from there, place the left fingertips down, or your hand can rest on the block. And start to put your weight into that right foot. On your next inhale, maybe you lift it up. You can always keep it down. But if that breath is balanced, go ahead and lift the right foot up. Maybe that right arm also floats up towards the ceiling. All of these balancing poses, this shaking and strengthening is healthy for our nervous system. Take one more inhale, flexing the right foot. Exhale, let the right foot meet the left. Turn both toes towards the screen. And let's meet back in that seat. Take the hips low. Reach the hands high. In chair pose, fierce pose. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here together, everybody. Breathe in as the chest lifts. Breathe out as maybe those thighs become parallel with the yoga mat. Shift your weight back to your heels. You have 2 more breaths here. Exhale, release the body. Let it all go. Lift up halfway with your back nice and flat. Good, and then come on down to your hands and your knees. And breathe. In through your nose and out through your nose. And from here, cross the ankles and bring your feet through, or make your way to a seated position. Take your time to get there. We're going to do one more pose that may build some heat. Hug the knees into your chest. Lift the heart up, taking any roundness out of the spine. And on your next inhale, catch the knees or right under the knees and start to let the feet float off of the floor. Closing that gap between your chest and your feet. Continue that deep, steady breath through your nose. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand towards your thighs. And as you breathe out, feel your belly contract away from your thighs. If you're breathing quickly here, again, this is a judgment-free zone. I encourage you to lower those feet down. Still keep the low belly active by drawing your chest towards your thighs. If the feet are up, maybe you stay right here. If you need a little more, start to lift the legs up. Maybe you lift the arms up. Wherever you are, breathe. And our Instagram just stopped working. But I want you to keep breathing through your nose if you're here with us on Facebook. No worries. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and go ahead and slowly lower your knees down or your feet down. Cross your ankles. Take a deep breath in and circle your arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, start to fold forward in this gentle forward fold. You can grab your block. You can grab a blanket to rest your head on. And come back to your breath. A little heat, a little shaking, and falling on or off our mats can move us away from the sound and feeling of our breath. But while you're here in this forward fold, try to feel and hear and acknowledge each breath moving in through your nose and out through your nose. And see if we can get our friends on Facebook or Instagram back to join us. See if that'll work out here. All right. And I think we're back on Insta. Go ahead, start to come up from your forward fold. Hug your right knee in towards your chest and extend that left leg all the way out in front of you. Good. Press your right hand down behind you and lift the left arm up as you breathe in. Catch your right knee with the left hand and twist from your navel. Look back behind you. Maybe that left elbow comes outside of the right knee. And if you're just coming back on Instagram, thank you for your patience. For some reason, it just went out. So again, thank you so much. These deep breaths gives us patience. Then go ahead. Thank you, Trista. Let that right knee fall down. Weird Instagram stuff happening, but we're breathing. We're working through this life we can't plan, you know? Take a deep breath in, raise your arms, raise your gaze, and then reach out to catch your left knee, your left foot, your left ankle, whatever is available for you. Take a breath in and extend your left foot towards your toes. As you exhale, begin to fold all the way in. Breathing, being. I like where Trista is too. For those of you on Facebook, she is not folding all the way forward, but she is turned towards that left leg, feeling that gentle stretch in her hips and back. Awesome. So take it where you need to go and use that breath to gauge where you should go. If you're in too deep, you'll know because you'll start breathing quickly. If your breath is steady, that might be a good place to hold the pose. On your next inhale, start to lift your body up or release that hold, and then change sides. Extend your right leg out. Hug your left knee in towards the body. Place your left hand right behind your hips onto the floor and flex your right foot. Inhale, reach your right arm all the way up. And then hug that left knee in towards the midline as you begin to twist from the navel and look over your left shoulder. You can always hook your elbow outside of the knee. Take what you need here. Engage that right quad so your right leg is nice and straight. Take another deep breath in, inflating the chest, drawing the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, come forward and let that left knee fall down to the floor. Turn your body towards the right leg. Big inhale, circle your arms up towards the ceiling, reach up, look past your fingers as you stretch the torso long. And as you exhale, place your fingertips right around that left thigh or right thigh. And you might stay right here like Trista is doing. Still stretching out all of this. Or you may begin to inch the fingertips forward, lifting your chin out to meet your toes. Wherever you are in Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose, revisit that intention and breathe through your nose. Good, I'm glad you think this stretch is fire, Jim. Me too. Honestly, this is one of my favorite poses. Inhale, start to lift your body back up. Take your time to get there. And open your legs out wide to a seated position still. And take any extra flesh from underneath your sitting bones so you're completely grounded here. Externally rotate your thighs. So I don't know if you guys can see us. You can see Trista though on Instagram. But that means letting your toes, your pinky toe reach down towards the floor. So your inner thighs get that stretch when we start to fold in. Take a deep breath in, circle the arms up. Fill your lungs. Fill up to your fingertips. And then reach over for that right knee, above it or under it, or your right shin or right foot. And your cheek might want to lift up. Keep grounding through that left side. Okay. Take a breath in, expand your belly with breath, chin reaching out towards the right toes. And as you exhale, release yourself here. Maybe you grab a blanket from your bed or a block, something to bring your leg up closer to your torso. So in that forward fold, it can be passive. And you can still get a good stretch in your back and in the legs. See if you can find 5 more deep, balanced breaths here. After your 5th exhale, fill up your body and use that breath to lift your whole body up as it inflates. Reach up, look past the fingers, and then reach out to catch your left knee or thigh. Maybe it's right underneath that left knee. Maybe it's your ankle. Take what's available for you with the body turned towards that left leg. Deep breath in as your chin extends towards the toes. Keep anchoring your right cheek down into the yoga mat. And as you exhale, you may fold forward. And again, the body can rest on a block, a blanket, or you can keep the weight in your fingers, feeling that stretch through the lumbar spine and the inner thighs. Wherever you are, notice how you're breathing, how you're being in the moment. On your next breath in, feel the body. Lift your arms, lift your gaze, lift your fingers. And then go ahead, grab a block or a blanket if you have one. If not, no worries. And start to bring the fingertips out through center. You can use your block here. You can always use your props and reach out. Or you can walk the fingertips out right in front of you. Continue to externally rotate your thighs so your pinky toes are coming down to the floor. And then take that inhale with a flat back. Inflate your back and your belly. And as you exhale, start to hinge forward. Now you might feel a lot of sensation here. So really work to focus on your breath in this forward fold. Keeping the neck without any pressure. Just maybe taking your gaze forward. If you're completely folding in here, look at your belly and breathe. While you're here hanging out in this forward fold, I would like to share with you something from that book that I talked about earlier about our nervous system and breathing. Even the nervous system suffers from improper breathing in as much as the brain, the spinal cord, the nerve centers, and the nerves themselves, when improperly nourished by blood, become poor and inefficient instruments for generating, storing, and transmitting the nerve currents. So breathe into wherever you find yourself. Releasing your nerves, regulating your nervous system. So maybe after yoga, nothing gets on your nerves. Wherever you are, sitting up a little bit like Trista, so feeling that stretch here in the psoas and the hips, or maybe you're in that complete forward fold, some variation of your own. Find 5 more breaths here. Just feeling the warmth and the coolness of your breath at that little dip above your top lip. So, Jim, not necessarily a quote from yesterday, but a passage from yesterday from that book that I mentioned. Love it. Everybody check out The Science of Breath. Anyway, take a deep breath in, lift your body up. Start to bring the legs together. Take it slowly. You're going to feel a lot of sensation here. Bring those knees in. Take your time. Good. And then extend the legs out in front of you. Shake it out a bit. Lots of sensation there. Good. Hug your knees in towards the chest. And then let your knees fall apart into this butterfly pose. Maybe you let your wings flap just a bit. Good. Press into that bunion part of your toe with your thumbs. Take an inhale to erect the spine. And as you exhale, begin to come forward. Bring your chin out towards your toes as you fold here. And you can take that fold as deep as you'd like if your breath is deep and steady. Otherwise, you want to be mindfully folding in as Trista is doing in this pose, feeling the breath stretch and move through those tight corners and creases in the body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe into the body and release the body. Let's find 5 more breaths here. 5 breaths in and 5 breaths out. Using that inner eye to watch the breath move through and nourish the body. And then slowly start to lift up. Extend the legs out in front of you. Bring the ankles towards one another and internally rotate your thighs. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, begin to come forward, lifting the chin out towards the toes as you reach out to catch your ankles, your shins, or your feet. Take a breath in, lift the chin out by the toes. Exhale to come forward to that place where you can still meet your intention. And our intention for our practice is to breathe. Let our only job be to notice the inflow and outflow of this life-giving breath. There's so many jobs and roles that await us when we leave our mat. This is our one time, our one chance during the day to just notice this amazing gift we have within us, our breath. Take 3 more deep breaths here through your nose. In your seated forward fold. And then very slowly, after your 3rd exhale, fill up and start to lift your body up and slowly make your way down towards your back. Take your time to get there, to lying down. And when you make it on the back, hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And then press your footprints up towards the ceiling. No worries. You know they have this intention, right, Trista, to breathe no matter what, whether it's a creaky floor or a dishwashing disposal. We're going to breathe through, right, guys? No matter what the circumstances are. Focusing our minds in this nice candlestick pose. Every class reminding you that this is very good for our circulation, our blood flow, and therefore the blood flow to our heart, our nerves, our whole body. Go ahead, lower those feet down, taking the knees hips distance. You can also place a block between your thighs here. And on your next breath in, fill your belly up and just let it float up towards the ceiling. You can also use a block right under your low back, the sacrum, to lift the hips that way into your back bends. Take whichever variation of a back bend that allows you to meet your intention. I like Trista's variation too. She has the elbows bent, using her arms to give her leverage to lift. Maybe using the traps, the muscle, that big muscle on your back to lift up. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly lower down. Plug the knees in towards your chest. And rock a little bit from side to side. Hey, Poppy Smith, good morning. And then open your arms out wide to a T. Take up space. Let your knees fall to the right side of the room. And allow your chin to fall to your left shoulder. And breathe. In through your nose. And out through your nose. As you inhale, come back through center. Exhale as you change sides. Let those knees drop to the left. And let your chin fall over to your right shoulder. And go ahead and let those eyes relax closed. If your lips opened, also let them close. And from your spinal twist, go ahead, bring your feet back through center. Go ahead, press the feet on the floor and start to stretch the heels out one by one to the corners of your yoga mat. Go ahead, bring your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your low belly. Let's take a huge breath in here. Breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top. Open up and let it out your mouth. You may leave your hands exactly where they are in your resting pose. You may let the hands come down by your sides. Or you might grab a little blanket like Trista and get cozy here in your resting position on your back. You're here on Facebook. I'm only sitting up so I can see her, but still continue to rest on your back for our last pose, Shavasana. As you return to your normal rate of respiration, consider that our life is absolutely and completely dependent upon the act of breathing. Breath is life. So if there's any moment on or off your mat to feel lacking or worried or anxious, just consider that you have the main thing that you need. This breath in your body. Take these last few moments of class simply to acknowledge each life-giving breath. Slowly start to add some awareness to your toes, just wiggling them to reawaken your body. Start to add some movement to your fingertips. Begin to rotate your wrists, maybe your ankles. And allow your chin to fall from one shoulder to the other. And then take this deep breath in, stretching arms overhead, filling your whole body up with this gift of breath. Breathe in, open the mouth and let go. Your next breath in, draw your knees in towards your heart. And rock on to your favorite side to rest on in a fetal position. Use your palms to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Take your time to get there. Stack the spine over the pelvis, the neck and head over the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall. Let's take one more collective and healing breath together. Fill up your lungs, your chest, even your throat with your breath. Breathe it in. Open up the mouth and let it go. Yes. That release of our nervous system, that release of anxiety, that release of anything no longer serving us in body, mind, and heart. The light in me bows to that same light in all of you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone on Facebook, for joining us this morning. Instagram. Thank you so much, Trista, for being a fantastic and beautiful yoga model, showing folks all the different ways that they can do it. And Bill, maybe this is your blanket. Thank you for this. Someone else in the comments asked for the book again. This book is The Science of Breath, which is a complete manual of the Oriental breathing philosophy. It's pretty good, step-by-step directions for alternate nostril breathing, the retained breath that we do at the end of most of these classes. To revisit those breathing exercises, please check out the Sidewalk Detroit YouTube channel. Every single video from this series will be posted there, so you can always revisit it. Additionally, Yoganic Flow has some classes up on YouTube, including the kids yoga video that Trista did. So if you have kids at home during this quarantine, definitely check out Yoganic Flow on YouTube so your kids can do her very fun video to help them also relax and calm their nervous system and self-regulate while at home. So again, thank you all for being here. My name is Kerrie with Yoganic Flow. This is one of our lovely teachers, Trista. Definitely follow us on social media for more classes and more opportunities to connect online. Again, thanks for being here. Namaste. Bye, Trista. Have a good day.
You too, Kerrie. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.